students, myself Subodh, and here we are to discuss about the electoral politics. And in these chapters we had already discussed about the why election is necessary. And in today's video we are going to discuss what makes election democratic. Because we know that election take place only in the democratic framework. In other forms of government, election do not take place. Then if the election take place in democratic framework, then the election must be democratic. Now what makes election democratic? Before we do start discussing what makes election democratic, we have to see the election of few countries that we have already read in the previous chapter. Just go through the election of China. We have read the election of China was not democratic. Why so? Because people had no choice. In China, there was only one party. So there is no choice. So we cannot say it is a democratic one. Go through the election of Estonia, election of Fiji, election of Mexico, election of Zimbabwe. If we go through these examples that we have gone through in the previous chapters, even the elections are being held, but these elections are not called democratic. So in this basis, today in this video we are going to discuss what makes election democratic. Everyone should be able to choose. Everyone should be able to choose. It means, simply says, everyone must participate in the election, and to make all to participate in the election, it is necessary that it should be one person, one vote, and one value. One person, one vote, and one value. It means no one should be given the right to cast more than one vote. In our country, everyone has given the right to cast only one vote. Whether one is the rich, one is the poor, one is educated, one is illiterate, one belonging to any particular regions, one belonging to a political party itself, anyone. One has the right to cast only one vote, and the vote of value is only one. If the millennials peoples go to cast their vote, and at the same time a very poor downtrodden people is going to cast the vote value of vote would be only one. It is to bring the equality. So we find there is a political equality do we have. Anyone in our country who has attained the age of 18 years has the right to vote, and the value of vote is 1. So we can say, if this is happening, then we can say it is a democratic. But in the previous examples that I have written, If we talk about the Estonia and Fiji election, it was not equally distributed or given to all the peoples. Even we go back and when we go through the French Revolution, in the French Revolution, even after the country became the republic, the voting right was confined only to the male citizens. Females were not given the voting rights. Before 2015, the election of Saudi Arabia was not considered democratic. Why so? Because the women had no right to vote. So election will become democratic only in the case when all the citizens who have attained a certain age, in most of the countries it is 18 years, have the right to vote, irrespective of their caste, religion, gender, birthplace, language, etc. So we can say if it is happening, then we can say it is a democratic. The one feature that you have got, the one person, one vote and one value. Then we will move to the another features. The second features that we can say, it would be election should be held at regular interval. Election should be held at the regular interval because the people choose the government and they are given the time. See the situations if the election is not taking place, then there is a chance the political party who is ruling will become a dictator because they don't have the fear to lose the power. But if the election is held regularly, then the political party has the fear to lose the election. And we have got it that if the free and fair election take place, then 66% chances are there that the ruling party would lose the election. Because it is the peoples who decide the policy of the political parties. So, to make the political party under control, not to turn them to become a dictators, it is necessary that election should be held at the regular interval. There are two features that we have got it. The first, one person, one vote and one value, that was that everyone should be able to choose. A second, election should be held at the regular interval. Now we would move towards the third features. And the third feature is that candidates preferred by people should get elected. Who should get elected? The candidate who is being preferred. One thing comes in our mind. What does it mean? If a candidate is being elected, in the election, every election we see, are they not being preferred by the peoples? Yes, I do say that they are being preferred, but not in all the cases. Sometimes it happens the poor candidates who are the real candidates are not get elected. The main reasons, the other and bigger political party uses muscles power and money power. The small party or independent candidates who are the real candidates should be are not elected because they are simply overshadowed by the big political party. They don't have the money to go for campaign for the long way, and election is being won by the campaign and the money power. As far as the money power is concerned, I will not blame only the political party. It is the peoples who should be blamed. By taking the money, they are voting for the candidates who are not liable candidates. It means they are not choosing the right candidate to make the law for them, and it leads to corruptions that we have already read. These situations, when the political party or the candidate wasting money on winning the election, there is a competition, political competition, it leads to corruption. So we cannot, if this type of happening is taking place, using of money power, then we cannot say that democratic. It may be possible that candidate uses the muscles power in the sense that they may threaten the voters to whom they have the idea that they are not going to vote for them. They will not be allowed to come to the polling booth, and if they are not coming to the polling booth, they cannot cast a vote. And your candidate is less, the number of voters is less for supporting a particular candidate who are not the good, and other who are opposing them had been forced to stay at their home by using the muscles power. It means in this case all the peoples are not giving their choice to the peoples, to the voters are not giving their choice. In this case we cannot so say that this election is democratic. I want to say it means all the voters whose name is the voter list, and if they are present, they must be allowed to vote. They should not be restricted at their home and not allowed to come to the vote by any particular groups or any political parties. So election should be held and the candidate preferred by the people should get elected. Many examples you may see. In that case, you will find that the candidates who are not preferred by the people are not getting elected. So, the candidate, even though in some cases we find the candidates who are not being preferred, they get elected because they use the muscles power and the money power. The use of muscles power and money power makes the election undemocratic. So it is up to you that we should make this decision as the democratic. The next feature, elections should be held in free and fair manner. Should be held in free and fair manner. this idea comes, what does the word means free and fair manners? We have discussed and gone through the points that the main aim of the political party is to contest election, win it and form the government. Is it clear? The main aim of the political party is to contest election, win it and form the government. It is possible that the political party which are in the majority and has formed the government, they may use the government machinery to win the election. What may? Suppose that they may start a new work. When the new work is being started, people forget about the past and think that government is and this political party is going to do the new work, so why should not vote for them? That's why the election commissioners or election commissions put a hold on it. As soon as the notifications regarding the election comes, no any government program should be launched, all the works of the government comes to a standstill. No new proposals, no new policy would be implemented as soon as the notifications regarding the election comes, because it is seen that the government is try to lure the public or try to bribe the public by implementing some policies. At the times, all the government officers are working under the election commissions, not under the government. It is held that government transfer the permanent executive, that we say the officers of their preferred officers to the areas where they want to win the election, because that candidates may manipulate the election, and election commissions put a hold on it, so that the party who are in the power right now may not use the government machinery to win the election. And if it happens, then only we can say the election is democratic. Otherwise, the government has the vast resources and other political party would have the less resources compared to the government. So it would not be the free and fair election. To make a free and fair election, it is necessary. So it is being held by the Election Commission of our country. Then the next points that we want to discuss, the people must have something to choose from. Next. Something to choose from. We are talking about the number of political parties. China has a single party system, and in China people had no choice. So election that take place in China cannot be called the democratic. People must have the choice. In the case of UK and USA, there is a two-party system. In UK, we know there is two-party system because chances of winning is only the two-party system. But at present, there are 6 parties in UK. But the chance of winning the election is dependence on only the two party. But if we talk about in our country, It is a multi-party system. Multi-party system has the merit as well as the demerit also. What we can consider as the merit when we talk about the multi-party system? In our country, in the multi-party system, people have the choice, wide variety of choice, wide variety of policies in front of them, and they have to choose from these wide variety of policies. So people may be able to choose the best policy among them. So this is one. It may also lead to, because the number of parties there more, and main aim of the political party is to contest election, win it. So every political party to be in the power try to provide the best policies they can offer. So in the competition, the political party would be able to provide the best policy. So this is one of the merit of the multi-party system. But at the same time, the multi-party system has many demerits also. If we talk about few merits, then it has the demerit also. What is the demerit? The one thing that we are saying it is the merit, it may be converted into the demerit to come to the powers, because the main aim of the political party is to form the government, and they would form the government only when they win the election. And to the win the elections, because there are number of political parties are there, simply they may use some harsh measures, and which is not good. Due to emergence of many political parties, it is becoming difficult for a single party to get majority. We are seeing that trends that after the 1984 election, in 1984, the Congress had in the majority. But after 1984 election, no single party was able to get majority till 2014 election. In 2014 and 2019 elections, we find a change in the scenario. One party has got the majority. That is, the BJP has got the majority. But BJP has not contested election at its own. It is the part of NDA, National Democratic Alliance. Before the 1914 and after 1984, it becomes impossible for a single party to gain the majority. Then what happens? They form the coalition government. And when they form the government, the coalition government is not supposed to be the stable. Yes, alliance we can say stable, but maybe the political party withdraw from it. Why the alliance? The basic difference between coalition and alliance is there. If the two or more political party comes together before election and agree on a common minimum programs, then it is called the alliance. But if the two or more political party comes after the election, then it is called coalition government. Chances of failing of the coalition government is more. We cannot say certainly that alliance is 100% safe. Alliance is also not so safe, because if any political party thinks that their ideology is being violated, they may withdraw it. We can see the example in the Maharashtra election. The BJP and Shiv Sena contested at the one platform, making alliance, and Congress and NCP contested on the another platform. But after the election, this alliance has got the majority, but on the condition of chief ministership. Shiv Sena withdraw it. So we cannot say it, the alliance is a stable one. That's why in multi-party system, the one demerit is that it's becoming difficult for a single party to get the majority. How many political parties should we have? It simply depends. There should be more political party because people should have the choice, but not so much that it leads to the another corruptions way, because main aim of the political party is to contest election, win it and form the government. So we have got through it, the points through which we can understand what makes election democratic. In conclusion, we can say political parties are there. We have the many political parties. They have the policies, but to form the government, ultimately it comes to the voters or the common peoples who are going to elect the government, who would be making the laws for us for the next 5 years. So we should not be threatened, we should not be bragged, because we have to make our nation a developed nation. And developed nation when the government is good and stable. And if the government is good and stable, it is our responsibility and to make the election democratic. I do hope you have got through it, understood what makes election democratic. Go through it. Thank you.